This is Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Right now, we are tracking this area of high pressure impacting the southeast of the United States, which I think is really important, especially after Hurricane Milton. And because we actually need that area of high pressure to help us with that recovery effort. So, great news here as far as Mother Nature is concerned. Conditions remain dry, will remain dry. Of course, we'll keep you updated here. But to the northeast, we're tracking an area of low pressure that's going to dive on down. And I do think we're going to see some active weather over the weekend for portions of the upper Ohio Valley into portions of Pennsylvania, New York State, and the Northeast. So that's one to watch for sure. We have an area of high pressure building over the Canadian plains. It's going to get nice and strong over the next couple of days and really impact the center of the nation. But we're also watching this Aleutian low that's going to dive on down. At this time of the year, this is what we're kind of eyeing for any type of potential weather when we talk about rain or precip. And of course, because of the air, that colder air diving on down, that's very important simply because we have to know what type of precip we're talking about, right? Is it rain? Is it a wintry mix, etc.? But of course, the big story is what's happening for the NLCS game on Sunday in Los Angeles. So, congratulations to the Dodgers and to the Mets. Everything is going to be pretty exciting here across Southern California come Sunday. But I do want to give you guys a little bit of a caveat. We're going to have an issue with air quality. So, despite seeing generally nice conditions for Southern California for that game on Sunday, we'll talk about that a little bit more in detail and how you can remain safe in just a bit. But in the meantime, I am looking at this fire weather here in Nebraska. So, I just see the concern there with really dry conditions, of course, with the wind pattern. That's something we have to tend to. If you see something at all, if you know anybody that sees anything in this kind of neck of the woods here in Nebraska, you definitely want to give a heads up to the officials because the concern here, anytime we're talking about fire weather, is that any type of brush fire, any type of fire at all could really take off, especially considering that we have that massive area of high pressure that's going to build and really lock in over the Canadian plains. So this is why this is an interesting story as well, and one that we'll have to keep an eye on together here, of course, at Weather Co-op. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of our current conditions across the nation. We're seeing plenty of 70s across the nation, especially right in the middle of the country, lots of 60s as well. We're seeing, let's see, some upper 40s for portions of upper Idaho or northern Idaho. And then as we hit the eastern seaboard here, we're seeing lots of 50s for tonight. So all in all, conditions aren't too wintry yet. I mean, we're still in the fall season, but since we've been flirting with that 540 line or that colder air, I'm always curious to see what conditions are at any given moment and, of course, how they're going to be over the next couple of hours. But here it is in all its glory, the forecast for Southern California on Sunday for the Mets playing the Dodgers for the NLCS title, of course. So let's go ahead and zoom on in and let's see what we have. I'm going to step off camera for just one moment because I think this is way too important for me to block even at 5 feet tall. First pitch, I'm expecting temperatures to be in the mid to upper 70s, a southwest wind between 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm going with sunny skies, even though we are going to see some clouds to start the day and a little bit of a stubborn marine layer. Don't worry, things are going to mix out nicely. And then by the seventh inning, we're seeing upper 60s. But here is the deal. Air quality is going to be poor, and that's going to be a story for the next couple of days. So please keep that in mind. In the meantime, I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community.